Modals. Modals. Modals are verbs used to express the mood or attitude of the speaker. They are also known as modal auxiliaries. Examples: can, could, will, would, shall. Modals are used to give advice, make suggestions, make polite requests, to seek or give permission, and to give invitations. The most commonly used modals are can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, ought to, dare, need. Features: modals are types of verbs. They can be used only in the helping form. They cannot be used as the main verb in a sentence. Modals do not change forms according to the number and person of the subject. They do not have ing or ed forms. Possibility, ability, can, could, be able to. Can is used to express ability or to state that something is possible. He can swim across the river very fast. Ability. Rita can come here in the evening if she is free. Possibility. A gymnast can somersault easily. Ability. Can has only two forms: can, present, and could, past. I can make delicious fruit salad, present. I could dance well in my childhood, past. But be able to can be used in all tenses. The negative form of can is cannot, can't. Sometimes it is possible to use be able to in place of can. He is able to speak French. He can speak French. The mechanic has not been able to repair the washing machine. I will not be able to accompany you to the market today. Can, could, possibility, ability, capacity to do something in the present, past. Be able to, possibility, ability at all times. Asking for things, can, could, may, will. To ask for things, we generally use can or could. Can I borrow your pen? Can I read your book, please? Could you make a cup of tea, please? Could you bake a cake for me, please? Rohan to his colleague. May I drive your car today? Doctor to the nurse. May I have the patient's blood report? May is also possible, but being very formal, it is not preferred. However, we can use will if we like. Will you switch on the TV, please? Can, informal. May, formal. Could, very polite. The choice depends on the situation and the speaker's relation with the listener. Asking for and giving permission. May, can, and could. It is Sameer's birthday party and his friends have gathered for the celebration. Mother. Sameer, now you can cut the cake. Sameer. Mama, can I eat a large piece of the chocolate cake? Mother. Yes, you can. You can serve cake and wafers to your friends. Manas. Sameer, can I have some more cake? Sameer, sure, you can. Mother. Sameer, can you look after your friends? Ravi. Auntie, may I have some more wafers? Mother. Yes, you may, Ravi. Could you switch on the fan, please? The switchboard is right behind you. Sameer. Mama, can I distribute the return gifts now? Mother. Yes, you can do that now. Ravi. Auntie, may I leave now? I have to go out with my parents. Mother, oh sure, you may. Could, was able to. Could also suggests general ability in the past or permission to do something. Was able to suggests ability in a particular situation. Examples. When I was a little girl, I could easily climb trees. General ability. I could watch the play because I had booked my tickets earlier. General ability. She was able to get into the bus because it was not overcrowded. In a particular situation, the boy could paint well, and he had won many prizes in the past. Could is used to make suggestions. What shall we do? A couple is discussing something important here. A guest is expected for dinner at Mrs. and Mr. Gupta's house. They discuss their plans. We could take our guests out for dinner. We could order food from outside. I could prepare Indian food at home. We could order Chinese food from a restaurant. Possibility. May, might, could. Where is Kitty? Kitty could be under the bed. She might be in the garden. She may be sleeping in the basket. Both may and might are used to suggest possibility, but might suggests a weaker possibility than may. Could may also be used in these sentences. She could be in the garden, but could suggests still weaker possibility. Could suggests a very weak possibility. May suggests a good possibility, and might suggests a weak possibility. Could have. Could refers to the present in some sentences. Could have refers to some moment in the past. Examples. I was so happy. I could have jumped and danced with joy at some moment in the past. I am so happy. I could jump and dance with joy. We also use could have to talk about things which were possible but didn't happen. Example. She was careless while chopping vegetables. She could have cut her finger. Could have done at some moment in the past but didn't do. Could do at the present moment. Maybe, might be, may have, might have. Examples. Rohan said, Reena may be in her study. Rita said, Rashi might be in the playground. Mohan said, Suresh may have left the house for office. Preeti said, Sagar might have changed his plans to go out. Necessity, compulsion. Must, have to, have got to, had got to. We use have to and must to say that it is necessary to do something. Sometimes we can use either of them. You must study sincerely if you want to score good marks. You have to study sincerely if you want to do well. Have to is used to suggest some kind of compulsion, or there is some rule which has to be followed, or the situation requires it. You must spend time with your children. I want you to do that. We have to sign the register when we enter this building. That's the rule. I can't jog for too long. I have to take a break. The situation demands that I take a break. Must doesn't have a past tense form, so we can use must to talk about the present or the future. We must attend the meeting now, present. We must attend the meeting tomorrow, future. But We can use have to in all tenses. I had to buy medicine from the chemist shop. Past. I have to buy medicine from the chemist shop. Present. I'll have to buy medicine from the chemist shop. Future. In questions and negative sentences with have to, we normally use do, does, did. Do you have to work till late every day? Did the students have to carry their identity cards? We often use have to, but we can also use have got to instead of have to. We have got to complete the project by next week. I have got to take my medicine before I leave for office. Have got to, had got to can be used in place of have to, had to. Must is used when the speaker insists something has to be done. Have to, had to is used to suggest external compulsion, some kind of rule, the demand of the situation. Suggestion, advice, duty, obligation. Should, ought to. Ravi, your eyesight has become weak. You should eat carrots. You should also go for an eye checkup. I'll do that. We use should to make a suggestion or to give advice. Should is not as strong as must or have to. Look at these examples. You should exercise every day. It's the right advice for you. We must carry the driving license while driving any vehicle. It is an advice for you. You have to drink a lot of water during summer to avoid dehydration. Mustn't, don't have to. You mustn't hit your pet. It is necessary that you don't hit your pet. Example, you don't have to give any money to a beggar. There is no need to give any money to beggars. But if you want to, you can. Don't, doesn't have. Suggest, no need. No need to do, but do it if you like. Mustn't. Suggests prohibition. Don't do. Should have. Should have done means that it would be the right thing to do, but it wasn't done. Example, Parul should have informed the teacher that she had not completed her assignment. Promise, will, shall. Will and shall are used to convey some kind of promise or assurance. Will with I and we and shall with other subjects suggests promise. Example, we will join you for dinner. Promise, you shall be provided with all the modern facilities in this apartment. Assurance. However, these days we generally use will with all subjects to refer to future time. But will with I and we is not enough to suggest promise. We should say, I promise I'll, we assure you we will. Ought to. Ought to conveys that it would be the right thing to do with a greater sense of responsibility and as a moral duty. Example, you ought to look after your grandparents. You ought to pay the taxes on time. Ought. Ought to also suggests that it is the right thing to do. Nowadays, both should and ought to are used to convey the same idea. Should is used for giving suggestion, advice, general, mild. Must suggests the speaker insists something is done. Ought to indicates moral obligation to do something. Should have suggests that something was right to do but was not done. Request, can, could, will, would. Can and could are used more often than will and would. Could and would are more polite than will and can. Examples, can you switch on the fan? Could you make some lemonade for me? Can, could. commonly used to make requests. Could, would, more polite than can and will. Prohibition, mustn't, ought not to. Examples, you mustn't talk in the library. It is prohibited. You ought not to throw stones at animals. It is not right to. You ought not to talk rudely with elders. The modal mustn't suggests prohibition. Ought not to means more like shouldn't. Ought not to suggests that doing something won't be right. Must not is used to convey a prohibition to do something. Absence of necessity. Needn't have, didn't need to. You needn't have brought your car. You have brought your car, but actually, there was no need to bring it. She didn't need to bring her car. She didn't bring her car because she thought there was no need to bring it. Wish, may. May is generally used to express a wish. May you be blessed with good health. May you be blessed with all the happiness. Dare. I daren't go out into a dense forest at night. Dare you enter an old deserted palace all alone? I daren't challenge the boxer to fight with me. Dare means not to be afraid to do something that requires courage. It is mostly used in negative sentences and in questions.